every time I think ComicsGate can't step in it more, it just keeps going and going and going. Ethan Van Sciver is one of these really angry, petty individuals who just attacks everybody full-time in the independent comic community who seems to have like a successful book without his permission. It's a really weird thing. It's kind of like the gatekeeping behavior that Marvel and DC had, where they just tried to, make it a situation where nobody's a real comic creator unless you work for Marvel and DC Comics. And that worked for years. And they just had this like little whisper network going. And independent people started sprouting off. People stopped caring about Marvel and DC Comics. Of course, a lot of social justice stuff happened in the way of that. And Ethan kind of jumped on this like bandwagon of this like anti-Marvel and DC movement because they went so woke. And kind of grifted off of it for several years, and then co-opted the movement from, of course, all the people who were trying to get things going at the time. And as he did this, he, I guess instituted the exact same things that Marvel and DC had, which is really, really sad to watch. So he made it this like ComicsGate Kings Club, right, where it's just Marvel and DC people again, and it's the same bad behavior again happening again. Now, he's been going at Yellow Flash very, very hard because Yellow Flash put his book up on Ripascend, and Yellow Flash is doing very, very well with it. At first, it was talking about, oh, it's a failure, it's a failure, it's a failure. Now it's over $105,000. Congrats, Yellow Flash. Almost 4,000 books sold, rocking it right now. And still going very, very strong. It's going to close out in July 26th. It'll get another giant bump at that point. And he's just really mad. And so Yellow Flash has a take on the Superman movie that he really likes it. And he's allowed to like a movie, I think. Not anymore. This is the internet age of 2025. And if you say anything, you are not allowed to have an opinion. And they will try to cancel you hard over it, especially if you're Ethan Van Sciver just trying to go at somebody. So this started here, and it ended with a crazy thing, which is him going at the SIdescrollers podcast, which is another just like big blow to ComicsGate, as that's a very popular podcast with some nice people and good gamers out there. Very, very shocking he went into this. And the attacks went really, really hard, which I'll show you in just a moment. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Another crash out going on in ComicsGate. Yikes. But this is why we're starting a different movement here, which is actually about reading comics. I've been talking to you about Marvel and DC and just the way they do things. And it's been toxic because the way they do things has been wrong for all these years, right? And so their business model has perpetuated just bad behavior all the way around, from, of course, just like the whisper networky and the just like toxic, just cutthroat behavior to, of course, the social justice that went on as well. And so we're trying to do something different. And I noticed that something in terms of like a healthy business model and the healthy comic community was going on the web. It's mostly in web comics. It's on Webtoon. It's on Tapas. It's on Archaven Comics. And people posting web comics post their comics. People come on them just because they're reading the comics. And it's not about being somebody's like 48-hour variant cover that you're going to stick in a clamshell YouTube merch or anything like that you're on some like live stream telephoning or about that. It's really just about the comics. And so we're trying to start this over here, guys. And this is why I want you to get on the Substack. The Substack is where I'm posting comics. These are my back issues of Flying Sparks right now. We'll be posting more as well. I've got free content, which is great. And of course, that's what happens as you read. And then I want to get readers on here who then go, okay, I want to support this going forward. And then, of course, you come in and it's $5 a month and you get some exclusive comics, which we're doing now. We're doing commentary tracks, and there's going to be a ton more content on here as it goes along. So that's the healthy business model way of doing things. It's a patronage model that's all about the stories and about, of course, maintaining you as readers first and not as like some like collector nonsense, because it's all, it's all garbage that gets thrown away. Let's be honest. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Check this out. It's in the description below. And thank you guys for signing up for the Substack and making this grow over the last couple weeks. And I also have my web store. If you do want to get physical copies of the book, they are there and always available for you. Thanks for being here, and thanks for reading, everybody. All right, so this was kind of weird. And as you can see, he swears about Yellow Flash because of the Superman movie. Now, there's all this stuff going on as the build-up went out in the media, which showed the Superman movie was a problem, that there was a bunch of woke stuff like looking like it's coming out of it. And James Gunn gave some stupid interviews, and so did Sean Gunn, and it was looking pretty ugly. And then, of course, Yellow Flash saw it, and he liked the movie. And so he just, all the lead up, he was commentating on the commentating that was going on there. And as you can see, Hollywood insiders claim James Gunn Superman. Insiders say James Gunn Superman is in deep shit, et cetera. And fake Lois Lane quote goes viral to derail this, as you can see. So he's just covering the coverage that's going on, but he doesn't know what the movie is because he hasn't seen it at this point. And now Yellow Flash is just saying it's a great movie. He loves it because he does. And he's taken a lot of flack from it. I've seen, people, it's ridiculous. You can't have an opinion on the Superman movie at this point without just riling up and upsetting one person or another. So never to leave a crisis going to waste, he decided to go on to Yellow Flash right here, as you can see, calling him, swearing at him and saying his channel's dishonest trash. Oh my gosh. So here's SIdescrollers who comes in and goes, wait a minute here. The fact that he's honest enough to immediately, unequivocally change his opinion after actually seeing the film is proof that he's honest. And this is pretty obvious. How do you not see that? He'd be dishonest if he kept his tone the same despite secretly liking the film. That's correct. And there are people who do that, who just try to stay on that just so they look like they're on this sort of deal. I have not seen the film yet. I'm hesitant about it myself. I think that, there's people who read less into things than are actually there a lot of the time, and I'm a little hesitant and concerned about it. Probably going to see it when I get some time to get to it, but it's not on my high priority list to give DC Comics money, to be honest. So that's where I'm at with it. But this is really right. And SIdescrollers podcast, unfortunately, Stuttering Craig, who I think runs this, doesn't realize that this is a dishonest person right here who is not. He's completely disingenuous. It's just about attacking Yellow Flash. That's all he cares about. And so, whereas he's treating him like, you have an honest disagreement here. Oops, that's not the way to go with ComicsGate. That's a problem. So it goes crazy. And of course, Ethan quote tweets it because he's got some attention on him, and that's all he ever wants, right? That's a really weird way of looking at it, right? You guys hate bombed this movie with dishonest videos based on the BS all the way up till it was critically beloved and no longer profitable to make hate videos about it. Then you tweet out something that essentially says every video I made was BS because the movie was good. And if you look at, again, those videos, they were not actually about what the movie was about because he didn't know. It was about the coverage of the video of the movie and the actors doing their stupid things, right? Then go right back to making dishonest slop using the same BS sources about some. And he says, you guys, SIdescrollers is like a video game podcast. This goes to show, again, he has no idea what he's talking about. It's just about going at certain individuals out there, and it's ridiculous. Yellow Flash, that's not how things work. Multiple things can be true at the same time. If Yellow Flash decides to report on something, he does so based on whether it's newsworthy or not. Then the movie finally comes out. He gives his honest opinion, regardless of his the reporting. You should want that to be the case. You should want, unfortunately, again, this is not somebody who's being honest here, Craig. It's somebody who's just Ethan Van Sciver is just about stirring up crap and attacking anybody who is being successful in comics without his permission. That's all it's about. And so he doesn't care about the movie. He doesn't care about James Gunn. He doesn't care about Superman or even really Yellow Flash. It's just about creating that content mill of Yellow Flash is a bad person because Eric July. Blah. That's all it's about, right? Really, really sad. The fact that you don't reveals you have some kind of strange allegiance to your entertainment because you've tied your identity to it, genuinely weird behavior. And it is. It's creepy behavior. And so now, look at this. It goes crazier. Hey, shithead. I mean, look at how angry he gets. This is a massive crash out about SIdescrollers. I barely go to the movies, and to the extent that I've tied my identity to the mainstream craft, I've created some of it for working for Marvel and DC. You see the credentialism creeping? I am Marvel and DC. I am the authority here, right? And this is exactly the problem with mainstream comics. This is why we need something like this Substack, guys. This is what I'm saying. It's so important. If we want to bring back real storytelling again, it's not going to be through people like this who don't care. They're just trying to, of course, manipulate people all the time. It's going to be through stories like Flying Sparks. That's right. So you are making clickbait hate slop to create a false narrative for fans who want to believe Hollywood is dying. They pay you to generate schadenfreude for them, and that's okay. Pretending you have integrity is a bridge too far. Have some effing shame. Wow. So it gets even crazier as now it gets as this happens. You get this stuff from Riley, who used to be Dick Masterson's, or I guess he's one of Dick Masterson's guys who's orbiting around ComicsGate. Now, he used to be Ethan Ralph's guy, and then this is the deal. I was blocked quickly after you called me out. I think your friends can tell you what that means. Start praying for God's mercy. We will take this out on Craig. He can't block us all in real life. So already he's threatening to go visit him in real life and harass him in person. Crazy stuff here. You seem like you're taking this personally, fella. Chew an aspirin, chew it on a true pill. Whether taken personally or not has no bearing on my arguments. Be better, kids. Stay out of the discourse. So you're taking this extremely personally. If you ever reply to me in a condescending tone again, I will come to your effing house and create some discourse. Got it, dork? This isn't a safe space. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't realize that Riley is not a keyboard warrior. He will actually do this. It's scary stuff. But this is what ComicsGate is now. It's just this like sideshow of just like harassment and craziness, and it's really, really sad because this was supposed to be a movement again that was supposed to be about doing something different than mainstream comics, about really elevating storytelling in comic book medium again. And that's what we need to bring back, guys. So these guys failed at that. They're of course just jealous of Yellow Flash, jealous of Nerdrotic, jealous of Eric July. It's very, very sad. And we're just doing the work here. Meanwhile, while these guys are streaming and creating all these fake controversies all the time, sad stuff. But SIdescrollers is 100% right on this topic. Yellow Flash did great. I probably won't agree with him about the movie. I'm going to guess once I actually see it. But if I do, I'll report on it, right? Because that's what we do here. We tell the honest truth about storytelling and in comics especially. So please hit the like, subscribe button. Join us here, guys. Grab this in the description below. Really appreciate you being here and watching. Get on the Substack. It's so important to build this. This is where it's all at. This is everything you were promised in 2018. I know you guys are burnt out on comics, but this is the way forward. And check out the wonderful storytelling here. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll be back.